Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy. And if you do, then don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you stay up to date on further content. Julian True, and welcome aboard the USS Shadowstar. I am Captain Richard, the Renegade, and this, well, is Star Trek Online. But this is a Starship review of a magnificent Warbird. So, first of all, allow me to welcome the Romulan Republic and the Klingon Defense Force, as well as other members of the Federation, artisans, engineers, commanders, captains, even lieutenants and lieutenant commanders. Whether you are part of the command corps, the intelligence, temporal operatives, I see you guys have joined us today. I wonder why. Section 31, yeah, I'm calling you out. Oh crap, I called myself out. Can I start? Okay. Guess no starting over now. I've already mentioned we're looking at a wonderful warbird, but this warbird, this temporal warbird, really is something to be feared. A ship that borders the line between light cruiser and heavy escort. This destroyer, well, she's a dangerous bird at this. So, I hope that you're all comfy. And, without further ado, and flying ships, I missed that one. I'm sure the bridge knows exactly what class that was. Allow me to introduce to you guys the KHOLHR class Warbird. Is the comm channels open to the ship? Negative, Captain. Well, channels open. If you're listening, the KHOLHR class Warbird. Don't worry, we don't normally have this many difficulties. But with that being said, isn't she a magnificent looking ship? Hell, she pulls aspects and design details from all of the best Star Trek Online designed Romulan ships. Yes, that is the distinctive thing to notice, is the fact that all of her designs come somewhat away from a different STO designed variant Romulan ship. Not much to be blamed there isn't too many Romulan ships to go off of. But, that is to be said, it's not too negative here. Hell, she has design cues of the KHOLHR class Command Warbird. Not actually a Command Warbird, but is the command flotilla that you see for the Romulan Republic, as other Republic officers will no doubt tell you. At least before they found Morihan. You got design cues from updated and beautiful Medium class. If you don't know what I mean by that, just look at the way the Medium class has a small nose on top of its original circular body taken from the Talis. Yeah, right there. And a gentle tail at that. The way the wings slope forwards, but instead of going up, are going down. It's like a combination of the Mogai and the Talis's wings, but then the sails pranced slightly forwards. Again, taken from, is it the Derelics? Oh, the Haphos? There is so many ship cues in this ship. It's hard to keep up with it. The Akalan is in this ship in some manner. One of the biggest points to play out is that command module on the top of the ship. That is taken straight out of the veteran ship that you can get if you're a veteran or have lifetime membership. Get that down. Okay. Benefits of veteran membership are probably not that great, but I would actually say get it with the Romulan version, because that's a damn good ship. But seriously, wow, this is what I call an infusion of all Romulan designs, really bringing a proper testament to what you can get from a Romulan ship. Believe it or not, there is even tier 6 scimitar parts in this. Don't believe me? I'm hovering almost above it. The weapon modules. They're right there. They're straight out of the tier 6 scimitars. But let's not even stop there. You got this underframe part swing, which is, I can't remember the name of the ship class, but I believe it's the Miracle. No, it's the multi-mission science vessel. That's what that's from. There is so many design cues to take from this ship. It's silly, but to get better. I trust that you can see my visual feed. Allow me to show you the customization and variants of this ship. Whoops. So, this ship does come with what some will say is not such an aesthetically pleasing hull type. But personally, I really do like the upgrade hull. I wish we had the antique white hull to throw on it, but since we don't have that, why not just settle for the heavily updated, almost Borg-ish veteran hull armor. On this ship with the Borg parts added to it, you get a really aesthetic Borg feel, and I will show you a little special of this ship with the Borg visuals that I can show you on this ship at the end. But seriously, how gorgeous is she? You got your original hull variant types. Now admittedly these are only paint textures because we can't use that hull plating. You would massively lose the defensive scoring. But what? But hey, hull aside, we've even got the very old school brown hull used on some of our original ships before we went truly with the Deradex's green hull armor, which is a beautiful hull. Type 3 and 4 are available to you, and for those Riemann fans out there, don't worry, your Riemann hulls have been adapted too. We're a little bit jealous that they are better looking hulls, but hey, what can we say? Sometimes the Romulans don't get it right. We gotta say though, the upgrade hull is personally my favourite on this ship. Romulans, you did get that one right. Though I guess you had to break away from the KHOLHR before you got that right, and the Star Empire, should I say. Unfortunately, guys, you really do lack creativity with your bridges. So unfortunately, the bridges of the Romulan ships still have no new bridge. You are stuck with the atypical design. Romulans, seriously, ask us. We'll give you some modular designs. You can use some of our tech. Come on, we'll give you a better bridge. Maybe. With 4 window variations to put on the ship, it's not too bad. However, we are about to break into the sad part. You see, Romulans, your artisans really did go to town making this ship so beautiful and perfect that they may have burnt themselves out and weren't able to come up with additional concepts. Luckily, you achieved everything you needed to from the ship with the basic skeletal structure. As a result, no additional parts are required to improve on the ship. Simply put, no free refits may be there in the future. This ship is already magnifique. But still, maybe it would have been nice to see a different type of warp nacelle. You know, you could have had a more antique warp nacelle and just upgraded the warp coils within it. Might have made some people happy. What am I saying? This ship is gorgeous. There is no need to do something like that. Especially since this ship is just crying heavy Milim with special Mogai, Deradex. Fucking every ship thrown on board. She's gorgeous. And I can't even get past that factor. Cutting feedback to this bad girl. I'm not even sure where to start in the discussion with her. She is a very beautiful design. I'm quite intrigued by the secondary impulse drives that are connected to the warp nacelles. Plausibly, and Romulan engineers, you'll have to direct me if I'm wrong here, considering the warp coils show very clearly on the ship, as well as the very defined facades. The blue elements at the back of the warp nacelles to me must be temporal impulse drives, allowing the ship to curve its way through the temporal time stream. I have heard Romulan ships travel the time stream a little bit differently to the Federation temporal mechanics. Where we do a direct jump, almost jumping through a rift, you enter an almost bent warp, or bent shroud of space where you can now manipulate along to choose when you do and do not exit, including sit and watching a specific period of time from within this wrap. Perhaps that is what's going on here? Perhaps that would actually make Romulan temporal engines better. Hey, I like to think Romulans are highly advanced. They are brothers to the Vulcans after all. But no, to regress back from the rear of the nacelle and go back to that forward, I do love that facade design. It gives a very relentless feeling to the ship. You can see she's poised to attack, which is great. This is an attack battleship variant of Starship. The Romulans are known for their aggressive nature, and this ship really does pull it across well. She's like a bird of prey, pardon the choice of words, Klingons. You shock. Hey! You're swearing at me. She's like a bird of prey, poised to take down that little rodent. Especially furthermore with the fangs that she shows, primarily in the middle of her wings. I do love the weapon pod design. I'm a little bit sad that it doesn't continue on back, because it makes the forward arc feel a little overarmed versus the rear. As when you look at the rear of the ship, really you only see two possible weapon points, which are on the tail of the ship as well. Slightly worrying, but I guess that's not necessarily problematic. Unlike most Romulan ships, and I know I'm dissing past Romulan ships here, especially my favourite, but unlike most Romulan ships, this ship can maneuver quite well, so the aft weapons potential is not as needed. However, the weapon pods at the front do give this ship a lovely stunted aggressive approach to the forward arc, making her seem very dangerous indeed, and certainly a ship you don't want to be pissing off in a hurry. Plausibly though, with them having a different element colour, I would go so far as to say that these are either a different style weapon, instead of, say, they might be the beam emitters, and the greens are cannon emitters, or pulse emitters, since they're technically not cannons, or the other way around. Maybe the weapon modules are the pulse emitters. That, or they're a high field output emitter. So where the other standard, the other sort of teal colour one gives a more powerful postured beam, this one gives a highly focused, intense beam. Hey, I like to speculate. Also, kind of unusual on this ship, I've noticed, is these slightly slimmer, almost weapon coloured emplacements. Now, due to them matching the coloration of impulse drives, I feel like it's safe to accuse these of being the RCS points. Something you don't see too much of normally when you look at a Romulan ship design, but they are stationed exactly where I would possibly expect there to be RCS control points. So, is this what we see here? They are positioned right to do it, and you could say the directed particle emitter RCS. As a result, they don't necessarily have to be facing the right way to push in that direction. They could all push left or all push right, it just requires the particle shield emitters to control the flow of the particles. Hence said, quite strong. Something else that's quite strong and a little bit concerning is the number of weapon emitters actually on this ship. So we've obviously got the weapon modules at the side here. Hell, they might even be torpedo or plasma torpedo emitters. I've just thought that's what those could be. 2 plasma holsters wouldn't be a bad idea on this ship. But there are four definite standard beam points that you can see, or pulse points, stating 2 on the roll bar underneath. I'm going to call it a roll bar. I don't know what else to call it. I don't know what you Romulans call it. Federation, okay? And 2 on the wings. Suffice to say, quite aggressively positioned. You then have what my actual belief is the Torpedo Launcher. Stationed dead center of the roll bar underneath the deflector array at the bottom here. It looks like there's 4 launchers in there, but it might be 2 and a bit of design grilling at the side. I can't really see that clearly enough. No, that's definitely 4 points there, or 4 launchers there, if that's what they are. If so, most people would tell me that that's in a very dangerously deployed spot, but it's my belief that 1, that's not actually as bad as it looks, and 2, possibly these prongs heading forwards then might be short charge points, which will allow the torpedo to be fired and then accelerated at a higher rate. As we all know, heavy plasma bolts are very slow moving. It would make sense to use some kind of charge route to accelerate those bolts, allowing them to hit faster, and would make sense with a certain trait that actually improves the speed of those heavy shots. I use that trait with heavy tricolport devices, by the way. It really is a nice design though as launchers, so I do quite like that there. And they do very much stand out as launchers to me. Going below. Well, the big question on this ship is, you've got your temporal access drive, and then you want your warp singularity. Plausibly a temporal singularity as well, since this is Romulan, and I highly doubt they will want to stray too far away from their usual. So, what are we looking at? Well, below there's a few things to actually look at. First of all, you've got the disc dead center, closely followed by a hatch. And then on the rear tail, you have this huge sort of cylindrical module. Now, based on design and elements, I theorize this. You've got your typical singularity inside there. There be the singularity point. Simple ejection, simple re-equipped. And I would say temporal singularity or temporal control module here at the back. That hatch. The reason I believe them to be in the same spot and quite close to the impulse drive, because it would somewhat make sense, is I don't believe they would be very far apart. The actual control mechanisms for the temporal drive and the singularity drive itself would be close together in my opinion. And from a Federation standpoint, would make sense being there. The only thing against it is the fact that those torpedo bays are there. But I really don't want to say this bit at the back, this huge cylinder going through the back of the tail, is the whole engineering section's singularity and temporal drive, purely because to me that's insane. That is extremely open and vulnerable, and it's right next to weapon emitters as well, so doesn't get much better there. So I'm pretty sure this central section here is the temporal drive, though I would also second that it's up here in the tail bit itself rather than directly here, and those are just ejection hatches. I would also say that the impulse drive, despite being directly behind it, is actually filtered round it. So the impulse drive's power cells are all coming from here and being focused into it then out. Sort of a modular section, so it's all very tight together but very well designed, because hey, Romulans are, if nothing else, they are very methodical. Just looking at the way to manipulate people. Don't look at me like that. But still, I am saying there's a lot going on in that lower roll bar. It's possible, but there's also a lot going on in the upper section of the ship. First of all, hangar bay right at the tail, right behind where the bridge modules are. I've noticed that hangar bay, and I do like its design, but it's a good thing this ship is larger than she looks and appears. If you look at her windows, you can tell she's fairly large, but you don't really get a good idea of her size. She's actually almost to the size, from what I can tell, of a Dederdex. So that hangar is actually pretty damn big. Which is lucky, because if she wasn't almost to the size of a Dederdex, that would, and to the size that I initially thought she was when I was seeing these ships, I would have gone, what? That's a tiny. Blasted them. Not to Dederdex, I'm so sorry. Galaxy class. She's almost the size of a Galaxy class. My apologies, guys. But yes, I would have said that is way too small of a hangar bay. Admittedly, it's small for one hangar bay. I mean, the Galaxy class has 3. 3. It does have 3, right? But yeah, with that one hangar bay on the back, I'm hoping it's just one exit point, and actually it's quite a large section within there that is the hangar bay. And my only crooked after that is the fact that they fly back towards this cylinder at the back. Now, as a result, I am very inclined to say that that is the temporal shield emitter. Yes, I'm making a big deal thing at the back there, but to me it would partially make sense. That or would be some kind of special emitter. It's very big. It might even be the temporal. It might just be the temporal hub where they do all their temporal operations from. Would make it slightly less important. It was worth losing it, because hey, you can still use the bridge to control some of the temporal dynamics of the ship. Plus, it would give it a great. Personally, it's a great place for either the temporal observatory, that's the word I'm looking for, temporal observatory to be, or the temporal shield emitter. Because the only other thing I can see on this ship to be its shield emitter, or what I would call its standard shield emitter, is right here along the, well, the fin jutting out from just away from the bridge, which is positioned right here. And the bridge is in a very good spot. Now, I'm positive that's the bridge there, based on its positioning. It's actually embedded into the crown of the ship, making it a good hard target to hit. Very defensible. Shield emitter, if that is the shield emitter there, that is right behind the ship. Right behind the, bridge, making it one of the heavily defended spots of the ship. And, well, from all sides, it would be protected as well. At least until you start getting above the ship. And we all know how bridges have their own special shielding anyway. So suffice to say, this ship is, I want to say, very well thought out. Secondly to speak of though, something I'm not entirely sure what it is. Because I could name what it is if it was on most other ships, but on this one, very hard. It's got those green highlights that I presume to be the RCS points on the fins, on the radio tower. It doesn't have it underneath though. And these fins go from the front of the wing straight to the back. Now, they might just be there to make the ship look more aggressive, but form follows function. The only thing what I would like to think they are, is maybe with a bit more detailing added in. Maybe the black grille that you can see here turned to a shade of blue. You could call them a special form of defensive countermeasure. Or they are this ship's primary weapon. A very dangerous quantum warhead radiation module that fires off multiple quantum warheads that deal a huge amount of radiation damage, much to the similar effect of the Reliance quantum module, or the Melim's quantum module. Suffice to say, powerful modules, powerful ship, good in use, I think. The last thing I really want to comment on is my absolute favourite aspect. Now, I've already hinted at my favourite Romulan ship. Specifically, I liked the ship even more when STO gave us a special tier 6 variant. This new design variant that came with a plasma lance also has a very beautiful nose to the ship. And this ship has the same nose. That deflector slash nose point of the ship just screams Imperial to me. It's got that aspect of the soldier wearing the helmet, the aggressiveness, that warrior stance, or the soldier's stance, so to say. It gives a very dangerous feeling to the ship. That deflector itself is one hell of a big and powerful deflector. It's what actually made me think the ship was so small at first. But if you just look at the stance of it, it fits in so well. And it's that front part of the ship. This is the part of the ship that really gives me an air of intimidation from her. Makes her feel far more dangerous than she might even be. If I saw this ship coming at me and saw a scimitar coming at me, I'd actually be more scared of this ship. I'm not actually joking. I would be more scared of this one over the scimitar. The scimitar doesn't look scary to me. It looks like an oversized menace with boisterous, bulky parts that are just slammed into each other and standing big and ready to brutalize you. This ship looks like it's thinking. This ship looks like it's plotting 100 different ways to kill you. Well, you know the scimitar is thinking, 1, it's going to burn you to death. This ship's thinking, I might burn you, or I might slowly rip you apart, or instead I might just try to push you in together, turn you into a little ball. Or maybe I'm going to entrap you and ensnare you, drain every ounce of your power and watch you whittle away to nothing. This is an evil looking ship from the front. This is the ship which I would be terrified fighting. A terrifying enemy is not the enemy that you know is going to kill you. A terrifying enemy is the enemy that you think might not kill you, but instead leave you there to slowly fade. This one gives me that feeling. And with a bit bigger temple ship, she might do that. She might just accelerate time around you, cause you to corrode into nothing. God, my damn it. I really hope there's not a temple weapon that does that. God, if there is, I give up now. I give up. I'm not doing it anymore. But maybe we should get on to something a little bit more pleasant, shall we? The Romulans are even getting scared of this ship. So, let's take a look at something a little bit more delightful, shall we? The shields of the ship. Dithering is going on here. It's a good thing I don't have to deal with these shields from inside anything else, isn't it? So, we've actually picked up another shield, which we didn't have with the other two ships as well, so this is going to be fun. First out of the bank, Discovery. What are you expecting, guys? Well, safe to say, the Discovery look works well on this ship. Maybe too well. Oh no. Oh no, I want to fly this ship as a feather character now. Shh. Damn it! I like that too much. The deflector looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm just saying, that deflector is gorgeous. Now I'm positive those are torpedo launchers in the roll bar below, because that's exactly what happens to the Jojo class's torpedo launchers. I love the change in effects. They didn't actually match their coloration, so it still leaves you questioning whether they're weapons modules or not. Oh. But it has added an interesting effect to this circular pod here. It's added the impulse coloration to it. Is that the temporal impulse drive? These are white. Are they rear weapon emitters similar to these ones? Oh, I do wonder. No, it can't be. That would be maddening. But it is a nice look, I will say that. Discovery right out the back. Great design. Oh my god. Of course, my favourites, the Terrans, do it all. That deflector is menacing. This ship even looks even more scary now. This one feels like it's going to agonise you. Excuse the pun, choice of words. Welcome to the agonization booth. Again, that's the same impulse blue coloration. Positive impulse rays now. Didn't notice there was that glowing element underneath there on the wings. I have absolutely no idea what they could be. It's a huge glowing element. Comment section now what you think those elements below on the below roll bar is. It's got to be important in some way. Surely it's important. Okay. I didn't mean to cloak the ship, but hey, I hit the wrong button. Section 31, do your thing. Slightly less menacing. Actually, don't like that deflector anymore. Positive on the weapon. It's really positive on the torpedo modules now. All the weapons points are hidden. It does have a really sleek stealth look to it, but the lack of elements to it as well. It would have been nice if the strips and the nacelles were at least kept in and made to blue. Fortunately, due to them not being blue, I'm gonna call that hideous. It could have been good. It was close to being good, but it didn't quite make it. Ooh, Aegis is doing its thing, making the ship look a little bit more aggressive. Interesting blue spots underneath. I'm not a fan of the Aegis in most circumstances. Definitely not on the upside of the ship. Oh god, definitely not the back. Damn. It is an interesting look, but the Aegis Shields, not so great. Okay, next up. We're going Borgified, Borg Assimilation. So with the Assimilation ones, this is the one that I reckon works best with the veteran hull armor, but I'll show you that at the end. She is quite a tough cookie in look though, isn't she? A nice touch. The Borg elements don't really take away from her standard design, they actually add to it, so not bad. Throw that on the ship and you have that element to part of the impulse drive. Been better if that's centralized, personally. But hey. It's not bad. Okay, let the Bajorans at the ship. Now, we've seen the Bajoran Interceptor. Surely this should work similar to it. It does have a nice touch and feel to it. I love how the elements below are glowing green. They're glowing green, but they're showing up as orange. It's kind of like they don't agree with each other. Still an okay design. That was the Bajoran Defensive Covariant Shields. Next up, Counter Command Covariant Shield Array. Well, I don't even know what that actually did to the ship. Like, you can see some spots of where the shield array actually is, and it gave a different kind of green to the nacelles and the weapons points. But that's really it. The deflector doesn't look all that great either. It didn't really do much to the ship at all, did it? Oh dear. How about the Delta Alliance Unimatrix shields? Now this should be fairly good on the ship anyway, because, well, it's just really recoloring down the primary hull, not much else. Kind of looks alright, I guess. But it could have been better. Having said that, the bronzy brown and the gold do work well together. How about... where are we going? Counter command? That was the one we just looked at. So we want... Dyson! The Dyson Shields. Well, the Dyson Regenerative Shields do give... It's an interesting touch. Personally, it looks better if you just went for the veteran hull armor more than anything else. But if you're not a veteran, this is a good second. It really does cue up the best parts of the ship, though. It shows off the sort of wing structure and the feathers. The way the ship has gone back to being very, very Romulan in WARBIRD design. No stretches away from the old school. Right. Iconian, now this should look good on this ship. And it actually works really well. Shine. I like it. Oh my god, this is the first time I've liked the Iconian shields. Hey! Miracles do happen, guys. Miracles do happen. Bearing in mind, I usually hate the Iconian shields. Well. It is an interesting touch. Shimmy didn't change the coloration of the impulse drive, but it's a nice touch. That was the Iconian Resistance Resilience shields. Now for a new one from us, the Lucari Restoration Intuitive Regenerative Shields. Oh my. Yeah, these are some very, very good shields. And on this ship, even better. Wow, okay. Yeah, that looks good on this ship. Remans might like this one, actually. Giving a few extra glow elements, and it's actually giving some elemental bits to the back rear ends of the weapon pods. Nice. And I do love how it's very subtle, but as you move the ship around, there's a sort of, within some of the blue elements, there's this rainbow, oily rainbow colour feel in there. Something you get from the Temporal, but it also shows some Lucarian ways, and it's very nice to see there. It's a great design cue. How about... oh no. Mako time. Not used Mako on a Romulan ship before. There. Wow. That looks really good, actually. Normally my problems with the Mako is the fact that it adds a grey and this weird odd hexagon pattern on top of what is normally a white or greyish hull. So you don't really pick up the Mako elements. This is a really nice touch to the ship. Let you see that the hexagon pattern is actually within most of the ship's design. Or the shield plating. It's just depends on how the light hits it. Not bad. Well, we all know this is one of my favourites, guys, so this ought to be good. Well, at least I hope it would be. I'm not disappointed. Maybe on the nacelles. But hey, if you want a grey variant, there we go. We have it now. Holy crap, that's orange. That I've not seen that from Folian shields before, so that's a really nice little extra touch. I like it. If that's never, please don't change it. And I do like how the deflector is like pure white here. It's like overcharged for some reason. Now this shouldn't do anything to the ship, but let's try. Oh my word. Oh no. You've merged, I think it's the Type 4 Romulan hull with the upgrade hull. I mean, it's quite interesting how it looks. And then you got these additional green glowing elements to the ship that just makes it feel a little bit more alive. That is so funny to see. Oh dear, no. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Temporal time. So, yep, these are the temporal defensive intuitive shields. Yeah, sorry, the last one as well, so that you don't kill me for it, was the Romulan advanced prototype. Similar to the Riemann prototypes, but now the temporal ones, this should fit the ship really well because of the temporal nature of the ship. And I will say, it does look really good. It fits better than most have. It fits really well with this ship. I could actually fly with the temporal aesthetic on this ship. Kind of makes me want to get temporal anti-protons to use on it as well. But that's a little bit too much rainbow. Rainbow! Doctor, I think I'm a homosexual. How do you know? Rainbow! I don't know if that joke is offensive or not, but I do find it funny. Whoops! Oh, I'm an insulting person. Terran Task Force! See, this is why I like the Terran so much, because I'm offensive. Now, Terran Task Force, however, that's not offensive. And, just noticed the weapon emitter points, there's a bit of rainbowy there. The Terran Task Force is rainbow. Oh dear. But looking good doing it. I've got to say, really looking good. This is definitely my favourite hologram on this ship. This ship looks good in black. The nacelles look absolutely gorgeous. The rear of the ship is possibly my favourite spot. Again, rainbow. Wow. Yeah, this ship looks scary like that. Just saying. Okay. Dielectric oscillation resilient shields. The brain shields. That's good enough, right? Are you happy? Okay, good. Jem'Hadar Resilient Shields. Ah, much better. Damn, much better. Jem'Hadar, you've done a good job with this. I kind of wish you were on board right now. Oh wait, yours is next. I'm not gonna lie though, this is gorgeous. Close second. Close second. Should have changed the impulse coloration. But no, this is a really nice and tough looking ship when you got it in the Jem'Hadar. I like the metallic feel to the ship as well. It's not so matty like it used to be. Finally, what has to look good on this ship. If it doesn't, I'm disappointed. Terran just went to second place. Wow. It doesn't matter what Romulan ship it is, it always looks better with these shields. I swear to God. Wow. Oh, yes. I like this ship. I like this ship, but I cannot lie. She's a sexy ship. What? Just saying. Just saying. She's really damn gorgeous. I'm very happy with what we're seeing. So, veteran shields, same paint job. I said I was going to do this. So, Let's do this. Uno. Whoops. Are you hiding from me? Does it? There we go. And this is what I mean by it somewhat looks better to me. The bit that I don't like is the fact it takes away the deflector. If it kept its original deflector, it would look better. But the way you have these ship's Borg parts introduced in with the extra aesthetic green elements that come from it being the veteran hull just really makes this ship feel more assimilated, more like it's actually alive. It's like it's gotten rid of all its crew and it's now just one Borg mind linked up with the rest of the collective, and it's like, I'm gonna now go and destroy everything across all timelines. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna make things easier for the Borg too. By the way, going back like 150 years and warn the Borg that you're not going to win your first attack against Earth, and you're not going to win the fucking second one either. So, no. Behave yourselves. Locutus is not the answer. Brrr! Resistance is futile. But no, this is just a scary look on the ship, personally. Not a look I would want coming at me. But then again, the ship as in general, I've already stated, I would not want to see coming at me. On a visual standpoint and design, yeah, if I was to score this ship. For Romulan designs, well, it's not the KHOLHR class, but I've got to give her 9.5 out of 10. She's nigh on perfect. I would give her 10 out of 10 if you could explain everything away. See if one of you guys can convince me to give her 10 out of 10? Comment section below and let me know what you think of this ship. Tell me what you think of the design cues and where everything is going with this ship. What do you think of the odd module parts that don't quite make sense why they're there? As well as what do you believe the weapon emplacements are? Where do you think engineering is on this ship? And where do you believe this ship is at its weakest? Personally, looking at the ship, I would say its structural weaknesses are at the ends of the wings. I have too much the feeling that anywhere in the core of that ship is far too heavily defended, too strong to fight against. You can rip the wings off much faster. But that's my personal opinion. I look forward to reading your comments on this ship. And I must thank our Patreons for making the ability to review these ships possible, and for all of you who have supported me by watching to the end of this video. Also, if you wish to keep up to date on everything I'm doing, and know more of what's coming in the future, well, it's good to check out my Discord for that. And that's in the description below, as well as the ways that you can support this channel. Now, with that being said, thank you for watching. And until next time, guys, Jolantru, my friends. Now, Klingons, get the hell off my Federation ship. This ship is run by the Federation. This is the Federation one! Federation ship, get off it! Oh crap, it's Romulan. Damn it! Helm! Punch it!